Hey guys, what's up? It's Mahisvari and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'm gonna review and react to a video that has been made about my country, Malaysia. The title is How Did Malaysia Did the Impossible in Fighting this Pandemic? So this video has been made by a YouTube channel named Other Side of the Truth. So I hope you guys go and give some love to that video, to that channel, and I'll link the video down below. So I want to react and review it as a Malaysian, and let's get right into it.
Imagine your country is going through a huge political crisis. You have a new leader and several states have new governments. To add to this, not only is your country facing political crisis, but also economical, health, and defense. And then the worst thing that could ever happen happens. The coronavirus hits Malaysia. Malaysia was in some serious trouble. But don't you ever underestimate the power of Malaysians. Here are 15 ways that Malaysia did the impossible. Number 15, donations and volunteer organizations. So many people volunteered and so many organizations helped out. For example, Amaret provided healthcare workers with food, AC units, and raised over 3 million ringgit for medical supplies.
These donations were made to the people who were most affected by the pandemic because of this pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs or their salaries were getting cut. So these are the ways to help them still go on with their lives. Various funds that were raised for frontliners and just generally Malaysians who were most affected with it.
14. Top doctor. Dr. Noor Hussam Abdullah has been ranked one of the top doctors in the entire world at fighting the coronavirus. And not only does he present accurate facts, he's able to do it in a way that gathers support and also keeps people calm as he does it.
So Dr. Noor Hussam Abdullah is the best. He is one of the top 3 doctors who is fighting the COVID-19 amongst an American doctor and a doctor from New Zealand. He is actually an endocrine surgeon who is now the Director General of Health of Malaysia. Actually, yesterday he made some time to go into the OT, the operating theater, to perform a thyroidectomy. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, but the name will be right here. That's the surgery that he performed while he was, not working with this COVID-19. He still wanted, that's like his passion. So that's really a big respect to him.
These things are not easy to pull off, and it took so many people in different organizations to work together to have them work. Number 12.
Okay, so MCO means Movement Control Order, and it's like a partial lockdown. You can still go out, but then it's controlled, so your movement is controlled. So there were a few phases that we had to go through. The first was originally supposed to started on the 18th of March, and was supposed to end on the 31st of March. But the number of cases were going up, so the second phase started, which starts on the 25th of March up to the 14th of April. The next phase, since cases were still going up because Malaysia was one of the highest countries in Southeast Asia, actually was 3 times the number of cases in Southeast Asia. It was then extended from the 10th of April to the 28th of April. That was during the enhanced MCO, which was even stricter than the original MCO. Then again it was extended from the 23rd to the 12th of May. 23rd of April to the 12th of May. The final phase was from 10th of June to August 31st. They're planning that in hopes that the number of cases will still maintain going down and that one day Malaysia will be declared free of COVID-19. So this stage is Recovery Movement Control Order, RMCO, where schools are going to open soon, and businesses are opening. You can go visit other states already, because before this you couldn't go past your state. You just have to travel around your state. Now you can go out of the state, and it's getting a bit more easier, and we just hope that, personally I hope that the number of cases will maintain or will just go lower and lower. It was really hard at first, considering Malaysians love to go out because we have a lot of shopping malls, a lot of entertainment. We Malaysians just like to go out. Sometimes you don't even know where you're going. You just want to go out, just want to go. And it was hard to just stay at home, especially those who stay in small houses, apartments. It's really hard. But then we adapted. The trend was making dalgona coffee and also making a lot of TikTok videos. Other than that was baking, gardening, and even exercising at home. And since you can't go out most of the time, people started making bread from home.
Number 12, indirect volunteers. There are so many people that helped out and volunteered and did so many different things, like food delivery. Number 11, building temporary hospitals. Malaysia was able to build temporary hospitals very efficiently and quickly. For example, the largest agro park in Asia was able to be built into a hospital in 3 days. Number 10, the Tublai cluster. The Tublai cluster complied with any order from MOH, and they never complained even though they had to wait long hours in the heat. Number 9, banks. Banks lent to the borrowers for 6 months.
Okay, so banks actually never really lent anything. They made an offer to delay for 6 months of paying your loans back, but then if you're paying for 2 years and 2 months, those 6 months will be added, so then you just pay for 2 years and 8 months, but then that 6-month period you don't pay.
Number 8, universities. Universities allowed students to stay for free and provided them food as well.
A lot of universities allowed students who were actually staying at the university at that time, because during MCO, a lot of students, when you stay at a state, you might be studying in a whole other different state. For example, if I'm staying in Selangor, which is in the peninsula of Malaysia, I might be studying in Sabah or Sarawak, which I have to take a flight. And during the MCO, they couldn't go home because there was no traveling interstate. So they were stranded there. So these universities allowed them to stay for free and also gave them food for free. And slowly, when they were allowing students to go home, then they were going home. But then before all that, they were staying at the universities, at the hostels.
Number 7, stipends. Nearly 4 million homes received up to 1,600 ringgit. Number 6, ignoring politics. Opposition leaders came together and forgot about politics for the good of Malaysia. Now that is really cool. Number 5, protecting the most vulnerable. Malaysia did a great job in protecting those that were most vulnerable, homeless and foreign workers. They were put in public halls and provided a tent. Number 4, Malaysians returning home. Malaysians returning home from overseas were provided a free hotel, free food, and COVID-19 testing during their 2-week quarantine.
So there were many quarantine areas that were made. There were actually hotels, and they made themselves, since tourism has gone down, so they used their rooms to be quarantine places for people from overseas coming back to Malaysia. So I think it depends on the availability of the rooms and how near is it to the airport, from the airport. So I'm giving you a list of quarantine places that were made in Malaysia.
Number 3, respect for frontline workers. I've never seen so much respect and love for frontline workers. It was so beautiful to see all the support Malaysians gave to the frontline workers. Number 2, fixing the PPE shortage for frontline workers. At the beginning of the crisis, there wasn't enough PPE for all the frontline workers, and so Malaysians took it onto themselves. For example, a fashion designer realized she had a skill set that could be very valuable, and so she took the initiative to organize an entire team to make PPE. Prisoners made PPE, college students made PPE, even a Malaysian born with no arms didn't let that stop her from making PPE. And number one, most important, is teamwork. It didn't matter if you were a celebrity or an average person. It didn't matter your social status. It didn't matter your gender, your religion, your ethnicity. All Malaysians came together for the better of Malaysia. And that's how Malaysia was able to do the impossible, to go from a country that had 3 times more cases than any other country in Southeast Asia to now being one of the safest countries in the entire world. And lastly, I'd like to thank.
So not from this video, there are a few things I want to add. That number one, the King of Malaysia donated 6 months worth of his salary to the government in helping, and also the ministers donated their 2 month worth of salary to help out with this pandemic and make sure there were enough funds to be raised to make PPEs, to buy the testing kits. Secondly, what became so popular is online shopping, like Lazada, Shopee. And not only online shopping was famous, buying food online was also famous too. There were 2 apps that is very popular, which is GrabFood and Foodpanda. Used to track and trace if like you have COVID-19, where you went and all that. So it's MyTrace, MySejahtera, and Gerak Malaysia. Okay, so I'm not really sure about MyTrace, but I know that MySejahtera, when you download the app, you need to fill in a form, your name, your personal information, and then they'll ask you from time to time to update if you've been to any countries, have you had any close contact, have you gone into any mass gatherings. So then they'll let you know what to do, and you also get news of COVID-19 on that app. And what about Gerak is that this app was made for people who are stranded at places, because MCO started during school holidays. So, people will be going back to their parents' house, people going on holidays, but they were stranded. So this Gerak Malaysia app was an app to register from where do you want to go to where, for what reason. And then they came up with a timetable for people for which state to go on when. There are a few states going on one day. Also, Astro has given all the channels for free during the COVID-19 up to 31st March. And that really helped Malaysians stay at home because, other things than going out, we really love watching TV. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And this is my first reaction and reviewing video, and I hope it went well. I'm sorry if I've said anything insensitive or maybe my text was wrong, and if it was, just comment down below. Don't forget to like this video, share and comment your feedback, and also subscribe to my channel, and let's hope that one day this world can be free of COVID-19. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.